Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. This week, we are talking about the suffragettes getting women the right to vote at the beginning of the 20th century. And as you may have noticed from the weekly lesson, they used rather militant means to get their point across because peaceful means just weren't working. And I'd like to ask you today what militant action you need to take to get your English back in order. Maybe you need to consider taking some radical action, changing the time you study, watching for the times that you're missing study, checking your joy level, and other things just to make sure that your learning is succeeding. Maybe the material you have isn't quite correct. Maybe you have the wrong teacher, or you're just mixing with the wrong crowd. It could be something simple, like drinking too much alcohol and then realizing that your study time has gone. Today's affirmation is all about learning quickly. It says, I learn English quickly. And of course, you will learn quickly if you clear your mind enough to let that happen, to be receptive of English. Many of us run from one meeting to another, one thing to another, not realizing that actually we just need to slow down in order to appreciate English and to recall it. Now, we're going to go through a story today, which is all about a young lady who's won our competition, Britain's Got Talent. Now, as most of you will know, this week's weekly lesson is all about the suffragettes getting the women the right to vote. So 100 years ago, a competition like Britain's Got Talent for women would have been almost unthinkable. And in fact, 100 years ago before that, women were being burned as witches. Some people believe that women now have all the rights they need, but yet we're still seeing, sadly, court cases against companies like the BBC, who apparently are still not paying women the same rates of salary as men. So yeah, it's a cruel world, not only for women, it seems, but for others as well, other minorities. So let's begin to read through this story. This is from the Daily Mirror, and it's about a young lady called Sydnie Christmas. It's an odd name. I'm not sure if it's real. Even the spelling of Sydney looks real, but she's only 28, so it could be one of these new names which people are choosing to give their children. Sydney historically was a boy's name, and Christmas, well, I've never came across anyone with a surname, but let's give her the benefit of the doubt. It says here, Britain's Got Talent winner Sydnie Christmas is set for West End fame after being crowned the champion of the ITV talent show. So West End fame means going to the theatres in central London. So the theatre district in London is known as the West End. Okay, so that's where she's headed. It means she'll become famous enough maybe to be on the West End stage. It says here, the 28-year-old who won last night's public vote ahead of magician Jack Rhodes and dancers Abigail and Afrontita, I didn't watch it, has already impressed a number of producers. A source said she is set for big things. Her name in any production could supercharge ticket sales, and there has already been a lot of interest. It sounds like People are very interested in cash there. I haven't heard her voice personally, but I'm sure it's very good. And then it goes on to say, singer Sydnie wins £250,000 and also an appearance on the Royal Variety Performance. She is currently working in a fitness centre, but has appeared in touring productions. After her win, she said, "I cannot believe the amount of love that I felt since it went on air." That just means since it was broadcast. And she says, "I am overwhelmed with love, and it is the most amazing thing." Yesterday, Sydnie told the Sunday Mirror how, win or lose, she would be back at work in the gym this week, adding, "I've already had 2 weeks off, and I'm on a 0 hours contract. I have rent to pay." Oh, really? Oh, interesting. You see, this is the thing, women, like all of us, have to pay their rent. So she's busy working, and she's a fitness instructor, it seems. Interesting. Yeah, that's another new profession for women these days, becoming fitness instructors. And she says she hopes to be living the dream in a year's time, adding, "I want to be doing what I love for a living." And there's a picture of her here. Well, she looks harmless enough. Yeah, she's singing into a microphone. She says, "I'd love to be on the West End stage. With this opportunity, I feel like the world is my oyster at the minute." And that's a phrase we use in the UK when we say we have a lot of choices. The world's my oyster. And so she says she feels like the world is my oyster. And she says, "I feel up to any opportunity. I just want to grab it with both hands and jump into it." Oh, interesting, interesting. She says that she had a voice coach. She says, "My voice coach had to walk me onto the stage because I was so nervous. I'm very happy it didn't look that way, but I was terrified." Oh, really? Her voice coach walked her onto the stage. Yeah, I don't think any of us really do the jobs that we're employed to do. I'm an English teacher, so I give people confidence. An English teacher 20 years ago would have been just giving you grammar. Her voice coach was helping her with her voice, and she was walking her to the stage saying, "I'm sure it will be fine." And this woman herself, she's a fitness instructor, and she's here clearly singing. So we're all moving on, aren't we? Our careers are all changing. Let's see. So Sydnie says that she was supported all the way by her boyfriend, Max Rizzo. Oh, really? No picture of him here. And her grandmothers, Nanny Breda and Nanny Maureen. She added, "I wouldn't be doing it if they were not there." Gee, I tell you, if my grandmother was still alive, I probably wouldn't be a teacher. She probably would have decided for me what she wanted me to do. It says here, "I do look at them when I sing." She says, "I look into the audience quite a lot, as I'm very much telling a story." Yeah, especially with that dress, she's telling a story. Rather low cut, revealing a bit too much, I would say. Anyway, just my opinion. And then she says, "I'm very conversational when I sing." I don't think that people are looking at your voice, dear, I would say. And then she says, "I want people to understand what I'm saying." And then she says, "Sydnie from Gravesham in Kent has appeared on cruise ships and a show in Germany before her stunning Britain's Got Talent audition." Oh, really? Oh, so she's fairly well known then. This isn't her first attempt at stardom. And then she says, "The singer received the most votes from the public after her semi-final performance, with Judge Simon Cowell describing her powerhouse rendition of Frank Sinatra's My Way as 11 out of 10. He said, if it wasn't for people like you, I wouldn't bother making the show. In a video shown before her performance, the singer said, I've done so many auditions, a lot of no's. And Simon Cowell added, you have to wonder who were these idiots you auditioned for before that didn't give you the break you deserved. Interesting. Well, she's obviously done very well there. So that is Sydnie Christmas. Lovely. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. Remember, our affirmation for today is you learn English quickly. I'd like you to keep that in mind and make sure that you're pushing that forward. And that's it from me. See you all soon. Bye.